Sets are really important to be familiar with as a Python developer, especially when studying for interviews. They are super useful on LeetCode style questions because they are much faster than lists for things like searching through an unordered collection for a specific value and removals. When using a set, you can usually get O of n time and O of 1 space, which is awesome. But before we get started, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel to see my future videos. So we're going to head over to Visual Studio Code. So to get started, a set is implemented a couple different ways. The first way is by using a set function, which looks like this. So we're going to call set1 equals set, and then we're going to put some values inside. We're just going to 1, 2, 3, and 3. And then the second way to create a set is to use a set literal, which looks like this. So the same set would be implemented like this. And let's print out these values. So we're going to do print set1, print set2. And as you can see, both create the same set object right here. So these do the exact same thing. And this was implemented in Python 3.0. So next, this is an example of how to create a set of characters. So we're going to do our first set is going to be chars equals set A, B, and C. Oops. And then you can do the same thing as we did before and do it in the 3.0 method of doing it using the hash table dictionary style, which looks like this. Oops. And then the last way, which you cannot do in the numbers version, is like this. So chars3 is going to equal set, and then you just put the whole string inside. And we can print these out like this. And if we run it, as you can see, all of these create a set as well. So if you also look closely, when we created the set, we put A, B, C. We put a list inside of our set this way. But when our set is created down here, the set isn't ordered and has removed duplicates. So if you're familiar with hash tables, they work just like the keys dictionary without adding values. And unlike dictionaries, they have their own unique operations that dictionaries and lists don't have. So sets are considered a numeric type. As I said before, they have unique operations that dictionaries and lists don't have. Dictionaries are mapping types and lists are sequence types. So as a numeric type, they have different things that they're able to do, and it's used a lot more in mathematical theory compared to the other ones, or at least exclusively used in mathematical theory compared to the other one. So we're going to delete this one up here, just get rid of that, and we have our two sets right here. So we have chars and chars2. So sets use operators and also have built-in methods to compare sets together and evaluate individual set properties. So these are some of the set operators that you can use. So the first one, we have the membership title, which looks like this. So we're going to print all of these out, and I'm actually going to do a couple print statements right here that we're going to write our operators inside of. So first, we're going to just take A and see if that character is in chars. So let's clear this, run code, and as you can see, this returns a boolean of true. So A is in chars, and this is known as I said, a membership title. And these just check to see if a value is inside of our set. The next operator we're going to look at is called the difference operator. And this operator looks like this. And what it does is it tells you if one set has something that the other doesn't have. What does chars have that chars2 doesn't have? So chars has C, chars2 doesn't have that, so it returns C. The next operator we're going to look at is the union operator. So we're going to call chars again. And then we're going to call it like that, chars2. And what that's going to do is it's going to combine two sets together. The next operator we're going to look at is the intersection operator. So it calls the and symbol, chars2. And if we look down here, what this operator will return the set's values that are the same. So between the two sets, A and B are the same. The next operator that we're going to look at is the symmetric difference, or XOR. And this operator is going to go as follows. So with the upwards arrow, chars2, we get a new set of CTV, which essentially returns all the values between sets that aren't the same. So unlike the difference, which only tells you if one is different than the other and returns the difference between that one has, the XOR symmetric difference operator will tell you all the values that are not the same between them. So the next operator that we're going to look at is the superset or subset. And this returns a boolean that will tell you if one set is a subset of another set, and goes as follows. I'm going to do chars2 greater than chars1 greater than chars2, and then we can do the same thing, chars less than chars. Let's run the code, and false. So what we know is that chars is not a subset of chars2, and chars2 is not a subset of chars. So neither of these are a subset of each other and do not fit together. So one difference between set expressions and set methods is that expressions need two sets to work, while the methods can work with any iterable. You also can only contain hashable object types in a set, so you can't embed lists or dictionaries into a set, but tuples are allowed. And sets also have built-in methods as well, and so we're going to take a look at some of these methods. Alright, so next we're going to check out the set's built-in methods as well. And so some of these methods include, the first one that we're going to check out is intersection. But first what we're going to do is we're going to just create a new set of Mike's pets. So Mike has a cat, a dog, a mouse, and a turtle. And we also have Jill's pets. So Jill has, and I'm going to make hers using a set literal. She has a cat, she has a dog, she has a llama, and she has a rooster. So first we're going to check out the intersection method. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called pets. And we're going to make pets equal to Mike's pets dot intersection. Then we're going to put Jill's pets inside of this function. And then if we print pets and run the code, as you can see, we get a set object that includes the values that both sets have. So if you remember from before, this method does the same thing as the AND operator. Actually, let's just do a print Mike pets and Jill pets. As you can see, they equal the same thing. So there's no difference between the AND operator and the intersection method. Next, we're going to check out the add method. So how you write this method is you're going to do, let's do Mike's pets again. We're going to run add. And Mike went to the store and bought a duck, so we're going to add that to his set. So we print out Mike's pets after that. You can now see that Mike has a duck as well inside of his set. And so something to keep in mind with the add method is that with this method you can only add in one item, and it can only be an item that is its own individual item. You cannot add in any iterable, you cannot add in a dictionary, so you can't do something like MikePets.add, cat and dog. You do this, you're going to get an error because unhashable type list. You cannot add a list using add. You also can't do the same thing by adding in a dictionary. So we made this a dictionary, and we made this equal to 1. As you can see, you get the same thing, unhashable type dict. So you cannot run, you can only insert one item at a time using add. So what we're going to do next is we're going to check out the update method. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take Jill's pets dot update, and we're going to use, so Jill wants to add a goldfish, or she wants to update with a goldfish and a cow because she went and got a goldfish and a cow. So if now we print out Jill's pets, what we're going to get, the set now has all of the pets including goldfish and cow. So what this does is allow you to take an iterable like a list or another set, and you're able to put that inside of your set. So we can take this as well and we can switch this to a list, and it's still going to work because with update you can take an iterable in. So same thing, works just the same way. And the next method we're going to check out is the remove method. And this is a simple method. All it does is removes one item or deletes one item from the set. So as you can see earlier, right here, we added duck. What we're going to do is we're going to take Mike's pets dot remove and get rid of duck. So we're going to get rid of Mike's ducks, and if we print Mike's pets here, as you can see, no longer does Mike's pet have a duck in it. And the last method that we're going to check out is the is_subset method, which, if you remember the less than and greater operators that we looked at before, these do the same thing, and we'll check that one set is inside the other set. And I'm going to show you the 3.0 way of writing that, but make sure to keep in mind that you can also use the set literal instead of using the set method for any of the expressions or methods. So you can use a set literal as opposed to writing set in any of the different method operations, method expressions, or operators. So we're going to print this out, and we're going to go cow is subset of Jill's pets. And we're going to run that. And as you can see, this is false because this set of cow is not in Jill's pet. So this is not a subset of Jill's pets. So because sets are iterable containers, they can be used in loops and in operations such as a len operation. You can't use anything that would work on ordered sequences though, like indexing and slicing, because they are unordered, but here's a simple for loop that you can use with a set. So because sets are iterable containers, they can be used in loops and in operations such as the len operation, but you can't use anything that would work on ordered sequences like indexing and slicing because they are unordered. But you can also use things like a simple for loop. So I'm going to show you an example of that. So we're going to just write a print statement, and we're going to put pet times 2 for pet in Mike pets, and if we run this, as you can see, it prints out all his pets 2 times in a row in the set. Another loop that you can do with a set is you can do a loop over an array or a list. You can do the same thing and create a set out of it. So we can do this x times 2, or to the power of 2, for x in a list of 2, 4, 6, 8. We're going to save that, and then if we run it, as you can see, it prints out a set of our list to the power of 2. So what these are called right here is known as a set comprehension. So what you can do with a set comprehension is you're able to run a loop over an iterable such as a string or an array and return a set. But these must be nested in curly braces, as you can see here, in order for them to work. So when would you want to use a set? Well, one way is for the common question of removing duplicates. Sets automatically remove duplicates, so they are great for situations in which you don't want repeated information. And we're going to just make this pets. Like that. And we're going to add an extra cat. So how we can write the remove duplicates question is to, let's just make a function, and we're going to call it remove duplicates. And we're going to insert the pets array. And all you have to do to be able to remove duplicates and return it back to a list, so create a set from our pets array and then turn it back into a list. Like that, and run it. As you can see, oops, we got to print that out first and run it. So let's print remove duplicates, and now that should work. And as you can see, our array after removing duplicates now returns an array without any duplicates inside of it. So this is just one way to solve this problem, and this isn't necessarily the best way to solve it, but this is just one way to solve it really quickly in one line using a set. Sets are also great for traversing a graph or a cyclic structure and allow you to keep track of where you have already been. And these are great for questions where you want to avoid an infinite loop and are common in linked list and fast and slow pointer type questions. I hope this clears up how to use sets and when to use them. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button because it really helps me out, and also click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Have a great day. Bye.